welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time I'm going to be doing a nail removal and a new set. So the first thing that I'm doing is just going in with a pair of nippers and just removing all of the little cherries. After that, I'm going in with my extra coarse drill bit, and I'm just going to file down the acrylic as much as I can. That way, whenever I soak the nails, it won't take as long for the acrylic to soak off completely. During this step, I am using my e-file at 15,000 RPM, so it's going pretty fast. That way, I'm able to get the acrylic off a lot faster. And as always, when you're filing your client's nail, you want to make sure that you are not putting too much pressure on your client's nail, because if not, it will cause friction and it's going to cause your client's nail to burn, and it is definitely not a good feeling at all. So make sure that you're careful as you're doing this. And the drill that I'm using is the Sparkle Nail Drill by Melody Susie, which I really like. It's actually a rechargeable nail drill. I do have a promo code for them, so I'll be sure to leave that information down below for you guys. But like I said, we're just going to go in and file down the acrylic as much as we can to speed up the soaking process. Alrighty, so after we finish filing down the acrylic, I just soak the nails in pure acetone for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then if you need to soak for longer, that is completely fine. After that, I'm going in and just pushing back those cuticles. This is going to expose the new growth and help with reducing lifting. So we're going to do that on all of the nails. And of course, you can use any type of cuticle pusher, whether it's metal, wood, or plastic. And after that, we're going to go in with a 180 sanding band to remove the shine from the natural nail. As you guys may know, our body produces a lot of oils. Those oils happen to be on our nails, which is why they're shiny. So we just have to go in and gently remove that shine. That way we don't get any lifting. And when you're doing this step, you want to make sure you get as close as you can to that cuticle area, because that's where a lot of your lifting will start from. So again, going from the right side all the way over to the left side, going back and forth, and then removing the shine from the rest of the nail. And during this step, I'm using my e-file at 6,000 RPMs. And then also another thing is making sure that whenever you're doing this step, you want to make sure that, same thing as before, you don't put too much pressure on the nail, because if not, it will cause friction, and you just don't want to overfile on their natural nail. And then another thing is pay attention to how I'm like holding my pinky on the side of the finger. That way I get some stability and my drill is not just all over the place. I'm able to fully control my e-file at all times. So make sure that you just find little things here and there like that that help you make the process a lot easier. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go in and apply the nail tips. Now I am gonna be doing the Extendo set. So I'm using these super long nail tips, and I cut the I cut the top of the nail into like a V shape. That way it doesn't cover up a lot of her nails, especially since her nails are short. So basically I'm like creating like a V-shaped smile line. And of course just going in with the KDS glue. Making sure that whenever you apply the nail that you're holding your client's nail really straight. That way you don't apply the nail on their crooked. And after that, we're just going to do the same thing on all of them. We're going to go in and trim them down, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alrighty, so I'm going to go in and just trim the nails down to her desired length. She get them pretty long, so I'm just going in and just cutting off the tip to make them into a like coffin shape. So after I trim the nails down, I'm going in with my straight edge nail clipper, and I'm just going to cut the side of the nails to basically make them a little bit more narrow. That way whenever I start to shape the nails, I won't have to do as much work, especially since these nail tips are a little bit on the thicker side. It does take a little bit more work to shape them. So going from the sidewall and, like I said, just cutting all the way up towards the tip, just that way they're more of that coffin shape already. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna go in and shape the nails. So going in on the sides and the free edge at exactly a 90-degree angle, and then of course blending the nail tip right in the middle. And as you guys can see, by me cutting the side of the nail with the straight edge nail clipper, like, I'm not having to do as much work, so it definitely takes away some of that work from my wrist. So you always want to work smarter and not harder. So we're gonna do the same thing on all of them. And as you guys can see, while I'm doing this left hand, I have the other one soaking. That way, you know, I don't have to sit there and wait until both hands are completely soaked, or until the acrylic is completely soaked off from both. So whatever works for you is completely fine. But yeah, so I'm gonna do the same on all of them. And then also, whenever you're using these super long nails, I definitely suggest holding the nail tip while you're filing, you know, especially the free edge. That way the nail doesn't move, or, you know, it just kind of doesn't hurt her nail bed from the nail being so long. So we're gonna finish doing this on all of them, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alrighty, so after I finished shaping the nails, I just dust them off, and then she came with a whole little collage of how she wanted her nails. But I decided that I'm just gonna go in and do all clear acrylic. In the picture that she showed me, some were nude, some were white, but we decided that we're just gonna do all clear and then go in with polish. So I'm applying the primer, which is gonna help the acrylic adhere a lot better. The brush that I'm using is the number 16 oval brush by Alpha Brush, and then the acrylic is the clear acrylic by JC Beauty Concepts. I'll be sure to leave all of the links and promo codes down below. But the first thing that I'm doing is just going in and placing my first bead right in the middle where the natural nail and the tip meet. Pat it down and then brushing it down towards the tip. Second bead, I'm going to place it right below that first one. Same thing, patting it down and brushing it all the way down. And you want to make sure that whenever you're brushing, you're being super gentle, because you don't want to brush all of that product off the nail. You just want to, of course, even it out or smooth it out throughout the entire nail. Wiping the sides of the nail as well, that way it doesn't take away from our shape. And then the third bead is going to go closer to the cuticle area, and same thing, I'm going to just place it as close as I can to the cuticle, but not to where it's on the skin, and then patting it very gently and blending it in with what's already there. So next I'm going to go in and place another bead right closer to the cuticle area, and this is what's going to build our apex. So just placing it down, patting it down, brushing, and also remember that as you're working, you want to make sure that you're wiping your brush off a lot, y'all, like literally a lot, because any product that gets stuck in your brush is going to get stuck in there and it's going to continue to build up, and eventually you're not going to be able to have a smooth application. And then now I'm just going to go in and add acrylic wherever it's needed to make sure that I have that nice apex and thickness at the tip. So always make sure that you go in and look at your nail from different angles, that way you know exactly where you need to add more product. Alrighty, so same thing, placing that first bead right in the middle where the natural nail and the tip meets, brushing it down, and then making sure that we wipe the sides off. And then also, you guys know that I usually don't use a large brush like this, but with these nails being so long, you know, I just had no choice but to. But I actually really like it for these long sets. It just makes everything go by a lot faster since I'm able to pick up, you know, way larger beads with this one. But the second bead I placed was right below that first one. And make sure that also you constantly wipe the sides of the nail. That way, you know, you don't end up with a like really thick nail on the sides. You don't want to have to do a lot of filing at the end. And then also another thing that I've been wanting to mention is that whenever you're doing nails, or even if you're just like starting out, you want to make sure that you're using a good acrylic, y'all, because if not, there's a lot out there that either dry too fast or they're too runny, and then that's when your nails end up too thin, or you end up having to like keep adding acrylic. Or, you know, they might dry too fast to where by the time you place your bead down, it's already dry, and then you end up with really thick and lumpy nails, which a lot of the time, you know, those acrylics may not necessarily be bad, like the ones that dry fast. They just might not be good for a beginner. You know, it might be good for somebody that's been doing nails a lot longer and they're faster at, you know, doing nails. So you definitely want to just, you know, try a few little acrylic systems here and there, even if you just get the little, you know, the smallest size that they have, just to test it out and see how it works. But I know for me, JCBD Concepts has been working really good. I've been using it for a while now and I have no complaints at all. The prices are really affordable, and I do have a promo code for them. But even then, you know, if you just find another acrylic system that you like, that is completely fine. You don't have to use JCBD Concepts, but you know, I'm just trying to say that you want to make sure that you don't go with like the cheapest acrylic system that you find, because it definitely will give you a hard time, and I'm telling you this from experience. Alrighty, y'all, so this is what the nails look like after the acrylic application. That clear is so pretty, and then that length and that shape, and this is before I did any filing. This is literally right after applying the acrylic. So after that, I'm going in with the 80/80 hand file again, and we're just going to reshape the nails. Now, of course, they're already into that coffin shape, but after applying the acrylic, it take away from the shape a little bit. So we just want to go in there and redefine the shape, but just same thing, going in on the sides and the free edge at exactly a 90-degree angle. So after I finish shaping the nails, I'm going in with my fine drill bit. I'm using the e-file at 10,000 RPMs, and I'm just going to file the nails to make sure that I seal the acrylic around the cuticle area really good. That way I don't get any lifting. And then of course filing the rest of the nail to make sure that everything is nice and smooth, but focusing around that cuticle area first, because y'all, we don't want to get any lifting. And usually I know that I filed good enough around the cuticle area when I'm able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. That way I know that the acrylic is not on the skin. And same thing as earlier, as you guys can see, while I'm filing, I'm like positioning my pinky on the side of their finger. That way I get the stability that I need. So after I finish filing the nails, I'm going in with my buffer and just buffing all of the nails. to make sure that we get rid of any of the scratches left on the nails from the hand file or the e-file. That way you're not able to see any of those scratches through your polish. And then after this, I'm just going to go ahead and dust the nails off. You can have your client go wash their hands, or you can just wipe them off with an alcohol wipe, whatever works for you best. Alrighty, so after the nails are nice and clean, we're going to go in with some gel polishes by Madame Glam. I'm using the color Amor Azul and NSFW, and for this one I'm just going to do a marble nail. So I'm just doing the 2 shades of blue, and then with my cuticle pusher, or not cuticle pusher, yeah, I'm tripping. So with my dotting tool, I'm just going in and just rolling it all around until the nail is completely covered with the polish. So as I'm doing this, I'm kind of pushing it over to the sides and pushing it closer to the cuticle area. And then after that, I'm just going to, of course, clean around the cuticle area and then wipe the sides off in case, you know, like there's polish running off the side of the nail or something. So really nice and simple. And it actually turned out really, really cute, y'all. I like those 2 colors together. And since the polish on this nail is pretty thick, you know, I just went ahead and cured it. That way, you know, it doesn't run or anything. But I'm going to do the same thing on this one. So going in with the 2 shades of pink, same things, rolling it around. And one hand is going to be all blue. The other hand is going to be all pink. So I'm just going to be alternating from hand to hand. And it's going to be a different design on each nail as well. So for the index finger, I'm just going to go in and do a French tip. So I'm using my small nail art brush to create that smile line. And then with my nail polish brush, I'm going to go in and fill in the rest of the nail. Alrighty, so I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. And then for this one, I'm going to just do a full nail with this light pink. And then on the next nail, I'm going to basically try to do like a reverse French tip. So instead of doing the tip, I'm doing the back of the nail because I'm going to bling out the tip. So I just want the hot pink at the back, and then I'm going to come back in with the holographic color that I always use for my bling. And I'm going to apply that at the tip. And then for this index finger, I'm going to go in with just all white. And y'all, like, please excuse me. Like, I'm usually already a messy polisher. But with these nails, I'm even messier. So that's why I always make sure that I keep my little handy dandy cleanup brush and a little dapping dish with acetone to clean up any polish that, you know, gets on the skin. Alrighty, so now I'm just going to go in and just do full nails with polish and tips. So I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys watch, and then I'll be back whenever we start the nail art. Alrighty, so we went in and did 2 coats on all of the nails. Now I'm going in with a gel top coat on this one. And then for the middle fingers, I'm going to go in and use the color Harp on It by Color Club, which is that holographic color. I'm going to go in and outline the small line first, and then I'm just going to fill in the tip. And the reason why I did the hot pink like that is just because like it was a little bit hard for me to, especially with my nails, to just do like a perfect small line with that reverse, you know, or with me doing the hot pink first. So I was just going to do it like this because I'm going to fill in, you know, just go in and fill it in with the bling anyway, so you won't be able to tell. And now for this one, I'm just going to go in and basically do like a pink cow print. So I'm just going in with my dotting tool, or actually this is my cleanup brush, and then the other side of it is a dotting tool. So I just like to use this one because it just comes in handy. You know, I don't have to have all those extra tools at my table. I just, you know, just do like a 2-in-1. And I will have this on my website. Now, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I did announce that my website will be back and running on not January, y'all, like I'm 9 months behind. It will be open on September 20th at 11 a.m. Central Time, which is 12 Eastern Standard Time, I believe. So Be sure to go follow me on Instagram if you already don't do so, but I'll be sure to post a video today about that as well on here, just announcing the website, you know, information. But now I'm going in and doing a zebra nail, so I'm just going in with that blue. And whenever I'm doing a zebra, I make sure that as I'm doing it, I kind of wiggle my brush a little bit, that way we don't just have straight lines. And I also make sure that I kind of alternate the way that they're going, that way they're not, you know, they don't just all look the same. So I'm just gonna do this on this entire nail, and then we'll move on to the next one. Alrighty, so for this one, I'm going to do the same thing that I did on the other middle finger. So just going in and outlining that smile line with the Harponic color, and then just filling in the tip. Alrighty, so now I'm going in with the Soleil Nail Adhesive, and I'm just going to be applying my bling. I'm using my AB SS6, SS12, SS10, and SS16, and we're just going to fill in this entire tip, of course alternating between the different sizes to fill in all of the little gaps. So for this middle finger, I'm going to do an ombre, so placing the bling closer to the tip and then making it scattered around as it gets closer to the cuticle area, and then also adding in some of that neon pink bling as well. So now for the thumb, I'm going to go in and create a V shape, and then we're going to fill in the sides with the bling. I didn't want to fill in the whole like tip with this color. I just basically wanted to have an outline for me to know where to place the stones. That way it was like a perfect V shape. But same thing, just going in with the different size bling. I always start with the small ones on the sides and then go with the bigger ones as it gets closer to the tip. And then of course just add more glue as needed. And then lastly, I'm just gonna go in and add some random stones on the last two nails. And she loved doing the, you know, just the stones on every single nail. So I'm just going in and in between the little cow prints, just placing the small ones and then just adding a few bigger ones in there as well. And then I'm going in with the Madam Glam gel top coat. I'm going to apply that on all of the nails. And then I'm going to cure for 60 seconds. Alrighty, so I'm basically going to do the same thing on this hand. So just filling in this tip with the bling. I believe the only difference is that for this hand on that index finger, I'm going to do a blue flame. And then I'm going to do it with the glitter. Alrighty, so for the flame nail, I'm just going to go in and draw the flame. And then I'm going to go in and while the gel polish is still wet, I'm going to sprinkle the little blue glitter over the top of the nail. That way it gives us that sugar effect. And I've already applied a top coat underneath before doing the flame. So all I have to do after I cure the glitter or cure the nail is just dust the nail off. And like I said, it will just give us that like sugar effect. Sorry, y'all, excuse my phone right there. I didn't realize that I had it all in the camera. But anyways, here is the final look. As you can see, they turned out super pretty. They're definitely giving birthday vibes. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at GetNail32, and I will see you guys next time.